My beloved child, do not become discouraged because the journey has taken longer than you expected. You see the distance that still remains while I see every step you have already taken. You remember every unanswered prayer while I remember every prayer that has already been answered. You remember the doors that closed while I remember the dangers those doors protected you from. Your vision is limited by time, but my vision reaches from the beginning to the end. That is why I ask you to trust me even when you cannot understand me. Faith is not built upon having every answer. Faith is built upon knowing my heart. If you truly know my heart, then you already know that I would never lead you toward destruction. I only lead my children toward life. Even when the road becomes steep, it is still leading upward. Even when the valley feels dark, I remain your shepherd. Even when the night seems endless, the sunrise is already moving toward you, because I have already commanded the morning to come. There have been moments when you believed you were standing still, but my beloved child, standing still before me is never the same as doing nothing. While you waited, I strengthened your patience. While you remained faithful, I expanded your character. While you continued praying, I deepened your relationship with me. You believed you were losing time, but I was building eternity into your heart. There are lessons that only quiet seasons can teach. There is wisdom that only waiting can produce. There is peace that only surrender can create. Never despise the hidden seasons, because the roots formed there will support the harvest that is coming. Think about Joseph once again. Imagine if he had left the prison 1 year earlier. He would have walked out without the position I had prepared. He would have been free but not yet fulfilling his purpose. Sometimes freedom is not enough. I desire fulfillment. I desire that every step happens at the moment my wisdom has chosen. When Joseph finally stood before Pharaoh, everything happened quickly because the preparation had already been completed. Years of waiting were followed by a single day that changed everything. My beloved child, do not underestimate what I can accomplish in one day. I can restore what seemed lost. I can open doors that have remained closed for years. I can change circumstances faster than human understanding can explain. The waiting is never proof that I lack power. The waiting simply means my perfect moment has not yet arrived. My beloved child, there is another trap I want you to avoid. Do not allow success to become your destination. Let my presence remain your destination. If success comes without my presence, your soul will remain empty. If recognition comes without my peace, your heart will still search for something more. Many people spend their entire lives climbing ladders only to discover they leaned against the wrong wall. Seek me first. Let everything else flow from that relationship. When my presence becomes your greatest treasure, you will never truly become poor, because the greatest gift already belongs to you. There will always be someone who has more than you. There will always be someone who appears to move faster than you. If comparison becomes your habit, contentment will always escape you. Instead, look at how faithfully I have cared for your own life. Look at how many prayers I have already answered. Look at how many times I have rescued you from situations that could have destroyed your peace. Gratitude is the soil where joy grows. A grateful heart is difficult for fear to control, because it constantly remembers my goodness. My beloved child, I know there are dreams that still seem impossible. Do not bury them simply because people laughed at them. Do not abandon them simply because time has passed. If those dreams were planted by me, then I know exactly how to bring them into reality. Human limitations have never limited me. Sarah laughed when I spoke about a son because she measured my promise by human ability. But my promises have never depended upon human ability. They depend upon my faithfulness. Remember this whenever something seems impossible. If I have spoken it, then I also have the power to accomplish it. There will be days when your faith feels strong, and there will be days when your faith feels small. Do not become afraid of those weaker days. Even faith as small as a mustard seed placed into my hands becomes powerful because its strength has never depended upon its size. It depends upon the one in whom that faith is placed. Bring me your small faith. Bring me your tired heart. Bring me your uncertain prayers. I do not reject imperfect faith. I strengthen it. I nourish it. I help it grow until one day you look back and realize that the fear which once controlled your life has quietly disappeared because my truth has become greater. My beloved child, never stop expecting me to surprise you. I often answer prayers in ways that no human mind could have imagined. I open unexpected doors. I send unexpected people. I create opportunities that did not exist yesterday. Stay spiritually awake. Do not become so focused on your own plans that you fail to recognize my answers when they arrive in a different form than you expected. Sometimes the blessing you are praying for first appears disguised as a challenge. Sometimes the opportunity you have been waiting for arrives through an interruption. Trust my wisdom more than your expectations. As you continue walking with me, remember this simple truth. You have never taken a single step outside my sight. Every road you have walked has been known by me. Every tear has been counted. Every prayer has been heard. Every act of obedience has been remembered. Your life has never been random. It has always rested within my loving hands. Therefore, let your heart rest today. Let your soul become quiet. Lift your eyes toward me once again, because I am still writing a story far more beautiful than anything you could have written on your own. The next chapter is already beginning, and it will reveal my faithfulness in ways that will leave no doubt that I have been with you every moment of your journey. My beloved child, I know there have been mornings when you woke up already feeling defeated before the day had even begun. Your eyes opened, but your heart was still carrying yesterday. You remembered conversations that hurt you. You remembered responsibilities waiting for you. You remembered prayers that still seemed unanswered. Before your feet even touched the ground, your mind had already begun fighting battles that had not yet happened. But I did not create you to begin each day with fear. I created you to begin each day with my presence. Before you think about your problems, think about my promises. Before you listen to your fears, listen to my voice. Before you carry your burdens, place them into my hands, because I have already gone before you. Every sunrise is my reminder that my mercy has not run out. Just as faithfully as I have commanded the sun to rise every morning, I have also promised to remain faithful to my children. The sunrise never asks whether I will remember it. The rivers never wonder whether I will continue guiding them. The stars never question whether I will keep them in their place. All creation rests confidently in my faithfulness. Yet you whom I love so deeply often wonder whether I will remember you tomorrow. My beloved child, if I care for every bird that flies across the sky and every flower that blooms in the field, how much more will I care for you whom I created in my own image? You have never been forgotten, not for a single second. There are moments when you become afraid because you cannot see where your life is going. You want certainty before taking another step. You want complete understanding before continuing forward. But if I showed you your entire future today, you would no longer need faith. Faith grows because you choose to trust me before seeing the outcome. Abraham did not know where he was going when he left his home. Noah had never seen rain before building the ark. Joshua walked around the walls long before they fell. Again and again, my children learned that obedience always comes before visible evidence. The same is true for you today. Do not wait until everything makes sense before following my voice. Continue walking, because every step taken with me is always leading you in the right direction. My beloved child, I also know that sometimes you become disappointed with yourself. You expected to grow faster. You expected to become stronger sooner. You become frustrated because you still struggle with fears you thought you had already overcome. But remember how a loving father teaches a child to walk. When the child falls, the father does not become angry. He reaches down, lifts the child up, and encourages another step. That is my heart toward you. I do not love you less because you stumbled. I do not grow impatient because you need my help again. I delight in every step you continue taking toward me. Growth is not measured by never falling. Growth is measured by continuing to rise every time you fall, because you know my grace is greater than your weakness. Stop speaking to yourself as though you are already defeated. Do not agree with the lies that fear places inside your thoughts. Every time you declare that nothing will ever change, you are listening to the wrong voice. Listen instead to what I have spoken over your life. I have called you blessed. I have called you redeemed. I have called you chosen. I have called you my beloved child. My words carry creative power. The same voice that spoke the universe into existence now speaks hope over your future. Believe my words more than your emotions. because emotions change, but my truth remains forever. My beloved child, before you continue with everything this day will ask of you, I want you to remember who walks beside you. You are not walking into uncertainty alone. Every road you travel has already been seen by my eyes. Every challenge that waits ahead has already been measured by my wisdom. Every answer you will need has already been prepared before the question ever appears. This is why I tell you not to be afraid. Fear only sees what might happen. I see everything that will happen, and I remain in complete control. There are times when your heart becomes overwhelmed because you try to understand everything at once. You want to know how every prayer will be answered. You want to know how every problem will be solved. You want to know how every promise will come to pass. But my beloved child, if I revealed every detail today, you would miss the daily joy of walking with me. Every morning is another invitation to trust. Every afternoon is another opportunity to witness my faithfulness. Every evening is another reminder that I carried you through one more day. This is how faith grows, not through seeing the entire journey, but through discovering my goodness one step at a time. Never think that I become impatient with your questions. I know your heart. I know that sometimes your questions come from pain rather than rebellion. When Lazarus died, Martha questioned me. When John sat in prison, he questioned me. Even David cried out asking why certain seasons lasted so long. Yet I never rejected those who honestly sought me. Bring me your questions, but do not allow your questions to become greater than your trust. Questions may remain for a season. My faithfulness remains forever. My beloved child, there are blessings I have already placed around you that you have become too familiar to notice. The breath within your lungs is a miracle. The strength to stand again after every disappointment is a miracle. The peace you have experienced after nights of anxiety is a miracle. The people who remained beside you when others walked away are gifts from my hand. Learn to notice these quiet blessings because gratitude opens your eyes to my constant presence. The more thankful your heart becomes, the more clearly you will recognize that I have been surrounding your life with my goodness every single day. Sometimes you believe that I am only working when something dramatic happens, but often my greatest miracles happen quietly. Every time bitterness loses its grip upon your heart, that is my work. Every time you choose forgiveness instead of revenge, that is my work. Every time fear no longer controls a decision that once terrified you, that is my work. Transformation is one of the greatest miracles I perform because it prepares you for every blessing still waiting ahead. My beloved child, never measure my love by the ease of your circumstances. Measure my love by the cross. Long before you understood who I was, I demonstrated how deeply I loved you. That love has never changed. It has never grown weaker during your failures, and it has never grown stronger during your successes. My love is complete because it comes from my nature, not from your performance. Rest in that truth whenever the enemy tries to convince you that you must earn my affection. You never could. That is why my grace is called grace. I know there are moments when you become disappointed with people. Some made promises they never kept. Others walked away when you needed them most. Some misunderstood your heart while others judged you unfairly. Do not allow those experiences to harden your spirit. If your heart becomes hard, it becomes difficult not only to trust people again, but also to recognize my gentle work within you. Protect your heart by continuing to forgive. Protect your peace by refusing to carry offenses longer than necessary. Let me be your defender. You do not have to spend your life proving yourself to everyone around you. I already know the truth about you. My beloved child, remember that my plans for your life have never depended upon perfect circumstances. Joseph fulfilled his purpose in Egypt. Daniel fulfilled his purpose in Babylon. Esther fulfilled her purpose inside a foreign palace. Paul fulfilled his purpose from prison. Their circumstances changed, but my calling remained. The same is true for you. Never say that your situation is too difficult for me to use. I have always accomplished extraordinary things through ordinary people who simply remained faithful wherever they were. There will be days when your faith feels strong and days when it feels fragile. Do not become discouraged by that. Continue coming to me exactly as you are. Even weak faith placed in the hands of a faithful God becomes stronger over time. I am patient with your growth. I am patient with your journey. I am patient with every lesson you are still learning. Do not rush yourself beyond the pace of my grace. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep listening. One day you will realize that all the small acts of faith you offered me became the foundation of a life filled with peace, wisdom, and unshakable hope. My beloved child, as you continue through this day, remember one simple truth above everything else. I am with you. When you rejoice, I am with you. When you struggle, I am with you. When you succeed, I am with you. When you fail, I am with you. When you understand, I am with you. When you do not understand, I am still with you. My presence is your greatest blessing because wherever I am, hope is never lost. Peace is always possible and the future is always filled with purpose. So lift your head, quiet your heart, and continue walking forward. I have gone before you, I walk beside you, and my goodness will continue following you all the days of your life. My beloved child, I have watched every step you have taken, even the ones you believed had no purpose. There were mornings when you woke up without motivation. There were nights when sleep escaped you because your mind refused to become quiet. There were days when you smiled before others while carrying silent battles that no one could see. Yet through every one of those moments, I remained beside you. I was not waiting at the end of your struggle. I was walking through the struggle with you. My presence has never depended upon your ability to feel me. My presence has always depended upon my promise, and I always keep my promises. Sometimes you ask me why I do not simply remove every obstacle from your path. But my beloved child, if I removed every mountain, you would never discover the strength I placed within you. If I removed every storm, you would never experience the peace that only exists in the middle of the storm. If I answered every prayer immediately, you would never learn to trust my heart beyond what your eyes could see. I am preparing you for far more than this present moment. I am preparing you for a lifetime of walking with confidence regardless of your circumstances. There are people who only know me when life is comfortable. Then the first difficulty arrives and their confidence disappears because it was built upon temporary blessings instead of an eternal relationship. I desire something deeper for you. I desire that your peace would remain even when circumstances change. I desire that your joy would continue even while you are waiting. I desire that your hope would stay alive even when answers seem delayed. That kind of faith cannot be shaken because it is rooted in who I am instead of what is happening around you. My beloved child, I know there are moments when you become tired of carrying responsibilities. You try to remain strong for everyone around you. You encourage others while quietly needing encouragement yourself. You continue serving while your own heart longs for rest. Listen carefully. You are not expected to carry every burden alone. Even my disciples needed moments of quiet with me. Even Elijah needed rest before continuing his journey. Even David often withdrew simply to worship in my presence. If those whom I greatly used needed rest, why do you believe you must constantly keep going without stopping? Come to me. Sit quietly before me. Let me restore your soul. Let me renew your strength. You do not become weaker by resting in my presence. You become stronger. My beloved child, stop worrying that you are not enough. You were never meant to be enough by yourself. That is why my grace exists. Moses believed he could not speak well enough. Gideon believed he was too weak. Jeremiah believed he was too young, yet I never asked them to rely upon themselves. I asked them to rely upon me. The same invitation stands before you today. Stop measuring your ability. Start trusting my power. Stop counting your limitations. Start remembering my faithfulness. Every miracle in Scripture began where human ability reached its end, and my power began. There are moments when you feel forgotten because everything around you seems unchanged. But think about the seed beneath the ground. Day after day, nothing appears to happen above the surface. Yet beneath the soil, life is quietly growing. Roots are spreading. Strength is developing. The day eventually comes when growth suddenly becomes visible, but the greatest work happened long before anyone could see it. My beloved child, that is exactly what I have been doing in your life. You may believe nothing is changing, but deep within your spirit, I have been establishing roots that will support blessings greater than anything you currently imagine. Never envy those who appear successful while neglecting their souls. Peace cannot be purchased. Joy cannot be bought. Hope cannot be earned through achievement. These gifts come from me alone. Seek first my kingdom and allow everything else to find its proper place. A peaceful heart is richer than a restless one. My beloved child, I know that sometimes you feel as though you are carrying a weight that no one else can see. People may look at you and assume everything is fine because you continue smiling, continue working, and continue moving forward. Yet inside your heart there are questions you have never spoken aloud. There are fears you have hidden from everyone around you. There are prayers that have remained between you and me alone. I want you to know that I have heard every one of them. I have never been distant from your pain. I have never ignored your tears. I have never overlooked the silent battles that have shaped your life. Every moment you believed you were standing alone, I was standing beside you, strengthening you in ways you could not yet recognize. My beloved child, there is a reason I continue reminding you to trust me. Trust is not simply believing that I exist. Trust is believing that my heart toward you is always good even when life becomes difficult. Trust means believing that when I say wait, there is wisdom behind my timing. Trust means believing that when I close one door, I already know the better door waiting ahead. Trust means believing that my silence is never the absence of my love. I have never stopped working in your life. Even during the seasons when you could not see my hand, I was arranging circumstances that would one day leave you amazed by my faithfulness. Look back over your journey. Think about the places where you believed your story had ended. Think about the disappointments that convinced you nothing good could come from them. Yet here you are. You survived. You continued walking. You continued growing. You continued discovering my goodness. What once seemed impossible has already become part of your testimony. If I have carried you through every chapter behind you, why should you fear the chapters that still remain ahead? The same hand that protected you yesterday is holding you today and will continue leading you tomorrow. My beloved child, stop allowing fear to speak louder than my promises. Fear will always demand immediate evidence before it believes. Faith chooses to believe before the evidence appears. Remember how Thomas needed to see before believing, but I declared a blessing upon those who believe without seeing. I am inviting you into that deeper kind of faith, a faith that rests, a faith that remains peaceful while waiting, a faith that knows my character so well that uncertainty no longer steals your joy. This kind of faith becomes an anchor when everything around you begins to shake. There are blessings I have prepared that cannot be received through anxious striving. They are received through peaceful obedience. Martha was busy doing many good things, yet Mary chose the better portion because she first sat at my feet. Never become so busy chasing what you believe you need that you forget to spend time with the one who knows exactly what you need. Everything begins in my presence. Wisdom begins there. Peace begins there. Direction begins there. Strength begins there. When you place me first, everything else begins finding its proper place. My beloved child, I know there are times when you question your own worth because people failed to recognize what I placed inside you. Do not let their blindness become your identity. A diamond does not lose its value because someone mistakes it for an ordinary stone. Your worth has never depended upon human recognition. Your worth was established the moment I created you and confirmed through the love I demonstrated for you. You are not valuable because of what you accomplish. You are valuable because you belong to me. Never forget that truth when the opinions of people begin changing like the wind. Do not fear becoming forgotten by the world. Many of my greatest servants lived quiet lives of faithfulness. Heaven measures greatness differently. Every hidden prayer matters. Every unseen act of kindness matters. Every sacrifice made out of love matters. The world celebrates popularity, but heaven celebrates faithfulness. One day you will discover that the moments you believed were insignificant were actually the moments that carried eternal value. My beloved child, protect your heart from discouragement. Discouragement slowly convinces people to stop praying before the answer arrives. It tells them to stop believing just before the breakthrough appears. It whispers that nothing will ever change while I am already preparing the next chapter. Do not listen to that voice. Continue planting seeds of faith. Continue watering them with prayer. Continue expecting my goodness because I have never disappointed those who continue trusting me. My timing has always been perfect, even when human understanding could not recognize it. I also want you to remember that you are not responsible for changing every situation around you. Your responsibility is faithfulness. My responsibility is the outcome. Love the people I place before you. Speak truth with kindness. Forgive quickly. Pray sincerely. Walk humbly. Leave the results in my hands. There is tremendous freedom when you stop carrying responsibilities that belong only to me. Let me be God while you remain my beloved child. One day your present worries will become stories of my faithfulness. The prayers you pray today will become the testimonies you share tomorrow. The tears you cry today will become reminders of how gently I carried you. The waiting you experience today will become evidence that my timing was wiser than your own. Until that day arrives, continue walking with confidence. Continue believing my promises above your fears. Continue listening for my voice above every other voice. I am leading you. I am protecting you. I am preparing you. I am strengthening you. I am loving you with a love that will never fail. Walk forward in peace, my beloved child, because the best chapters of your story are still being written by my faithful hands. My beloved child, I know there are mornings when you wake before the sun rises, and your first thoughts are not filled with hope, but with concern. You begin thinking about everything that could go wrong. You wonder whether you will have enough strength for what lies ahead. You question whether the doors you have been praying for will ever open. But before another anxious thought has the opportunity to grow, I want you to remember who is speaking to you now. I am the one who created the heavens and the earth. I am the one who calls every star by name. I am the one who knows the number of hairs upon your head. If I care for the smallest details of creation, how much more carefully am I watching over your life? There has never been a single morning when I forgot about you. There has never been a single day when I looked away. Even when your heart questioned my presence, my hand remained upon you. My beloved child, I have been far more active in your life than you realize. There were conversations I prevented because they would have led you away from my purpose. There were roads I quietly closed because danger waited at the end of them. There were opportunities you cried over losing that later became reasons for gratitude because you finally understood what I protected you from. You often pray for open doors, but you rarely thank me for the doors I closed. Yet many of those closed doors were just as important as the open ones. A loving father not only gives good gifts, he also protects his children from what would harm them. Trust me enough to believe that even my refusals are acts of love. Do not allow the speed of the world to become the pace of your soul. Everyone around you seems to be rushing towards something. They hurry from one responsibility to another. They chase success. They chase recognition. They chase comfort. Yet many of them have never discovered true peace. My beloved child, peace cannot be found by running faster. Peace is found by walking with me. Slow your heart. Do not rush through the moments where I desire to speak to you. Some of the greatest direction I will ever give you comes during the quiet moments when you stop striving and simply rest in my presence. There is something beautiful that happens when you begin trusting me more than your own understanding. Fear slowly loses its influence. Worry begins releasing its grip. The need to control everything quietly disappears because your confidence no longer depends upon your ability to predict the future. It depends upon my ability to guide you through it. This is why I continue inviting you back into my presence every single day. The closer you remain to me, the less power fear has over your heart. My beloved child, never think that your kindness has gone unnoticed. Every encouraging word you have spoken has mattered. Every act of generosity has mattered. Every prayer you whispered for someone else has mattered. There are lives that have been touched through your obedience in ways you will never fully understand while you remain upon this earth. Heaven sees the eternal impact of every faithful decision. Do not become discouraged simply because you cannot yet measure the fruit. Farmers do not dig up the seed every morning to see whether it is growing. They trust the process. I ask you to trust my process as well. Sometimes I answer your prayers immediately. Sometimes I ask you to wait. Sometimes I answer differently than you expected because I can see what you cannot. But every answer flows from the same place, my perfect love for you. Never interpret my silence as rejection. Never interpret waiting as abandonment. Never interpret delay as the absence of my care. While you are waiting, I am arranging details that your human understanding could never organize. I am placing people where they need to be. I am moving circumstances into position